The 19th century Madame Helena Petrovna Blavatsky was born into a noble family in Ukraine. As a child, young Helena displayed a gift for clairvoyance, as well as an interest in metaphysical phenomena. Years later, she traveled throughout Europe, the Middle East, and India, studying with various teachers and Sufi saints. Following the guidance of an Indian yogi named Mahatma Maurya, Madame Blavatsky co-founded the Theosophical Society. Theosophy, meaning divine wisdom, refers to knowledge that comes through spiritual experience rather than intellectual understanding alone. The Theosophical Society is dedicated to uplifting humanity through a realization of the oneness of life and the wisdom underlying all religions. Madame Blavatsky wrote several important books on Theosophy, including Isis Unveiled, The Secret Doctrine, The Key to Theosophy, and The Voice of the Silence. The Secret Doctrine, published in 1888, is considered the Bible of Theosophy and the source book of esoteric tradition. Although she was credited as being the author of The Secret Doctrine, Madame Blavatsky often expressed that she only conveyed the ancient wisdom that was passed on to her. The true authors of the work were her teachers, the Mahatmas, or great souls, who were the guardians of the secret wisdom of the ages. Today on Words of Wisdom, we invite you to join us for excerpts from The Races with the Third Eye, from Madame Blavatsky's The Secret Doctrine. Mazdean Symbolism. The Egyptian ram-headed god makes men of clay on a potter's wheel, and so in Genesis do the Elohim fashion him out of the same material. When the maker of the material world, Ahura Mazda, is asked, furthermore, what is to give light to the Vara which Yima made, he is told that there are uncreated lights and created lights, and that there, in Ariana Vago, where Vara is built, the stars, the moon, and the sun are only once a year seen to rise and set, and the year seems only as a day and night, a clear reference to the land of the gods, or the now polar regions. Moreover, another hint is contained in this verse, a distinct allusion to the uncreated lights which enlighten man within his principles. Otherwise, no sense or reason could be found in Ahura Mazda's answer, which is forthwith followed by verse 41, saying that every 40th year to every couple hermaphrodite, two are born, a male and female, the latter being a distinct echo of the secret doctrine of a stanza which says, at the expiration of every 40 annual suns, at the end of every 40th day, the double one becomes 4, male and female in one, in the first and second and the third, which is clear, since every sun meant a whole year, the latter being composed of one day then, as in the Arctic Circle it is now composed of 6 months. According to the old teaching, the axis of the Earth gradually changes its inclination to the ecliptic, and at the period referred to, this inclination was such that a polar day lasted during the whole period of the Earth's revolution about the Sun, when a kind of twilight of very short duration intervened, after which the polar land resumed its position directly under the solar rays. This may be contrary to astronomy as now taught and understood, but who can say that changes in the motion of the Earth, which do not take place now, did not occur millions of years back? Angels called birds. Returning once more to the statement that Vara meant the man of the fourth round as much as the earth of those days, the moon, and even Noah's Ark, if one will so have it, this is again shown in the dialogue between Ahura Mazda and Zarathustra. Thus when the latter asks, O maker of the material world, thou Holy One, Who is he who brought the law of Mazda into the Vara which Yima made? Ahura Mazda answered, It was the bird Karshipta, O holy Zarathustra. The bird Karshipta dwells in the heavens, where he living on the earth, he would be king of birds. He brought into the Vara of Yima and recites the Avesta in the language of birds. This again is an allegory and a symbol misunderstood by the Orientalists only, who see in this bird an incarnation of lightning, and say its song was often thought to be the utterance of a god and a revelation, and whatnot. Karshipta is the human mind's soul, and the deity thereof symbolized in ancient Magianism by a bird, as the Greeks symbolized it by a butterfly. No sooner had Karshipta entered the Vara, or man, than he understood the law of Mazda, or divine wisdom. In the book of Concealed Mystery, it is said of the tree, which is the tree of knowledge of good and evil. In its branches of the tree, the birds lodge and build their nests, or the souls and the angels have their place. Therefore, with the Kabbalists, it was like a symbol. Bird was a Chaldean and has become a Hebrew synonym and symbol for angel, a soul, a spirit, or diva, and the bird's nest was with both heaven and is God's bosom in the Zohar. The perfect Messiah enters Eden, into that place which is called the bird's nest. Like a bird that is flying from its nest, and that is the soul from which the Shekinah, divine wisdom or grace, does not move away. The nest of the eternal bird, the flutter of whose wings produces life, is boundless space, says the commentary, meaning Hansa, the bird of wisdom. It is Adam Kadmon who is the Sephirothal tree, and it is he who becomes the tree of knowledge of good and evil, esoterically. And that tree hath around it 7 columns, 7 pillars of the world, or rectores, the same progenitors, or Sephiroth again, operating through the respective orders of angels in the spheres of the 7 planets, etc., one of which orders begets giants, Nephilim, on earth. It was the belief of entire antiquity, pagan and Christian, that the earliest mankind was a race of giants. Certain excavations in America, in mounds and in caves, have already yielded in isolated cases groups of skeletons of 9 and 12 feet high. These belong to tribes of the early 5th race, now degenerated to an average size of between 5 and 6 feet. But we can easily believe that the Titans and Cyclopes of old really belonged to the 4th Atlantean race, and that all the subsequent legends and allegories found in the Hindu Puranas and the Greek Hesiod and Homer were based on the hazy reminiscences of real Titans. Men of a superhuman tremendous physical power which enabled them to defend themselves and hold at bay the gigantic monsters of the Mesozoic and early Cenozoic times, and of actual Cyclopes, 3-eyed mortals. It has been often remarked by observant writers that the origin of nearly every popular myth and legend could be traced invariably to a fact in nature. In these fantastic creations of an exuberant subjectivism, there is always an element of the objective and real. The imagination of the masses, disorderly and ill-regulated as it may be, could never have conceived and fabricated ex nihilo so many monstrous figures. Such a wealth of extraordinary tales had it not had to serve it as a central nucleus. Those floating reminiscences, obscure and vague, which unite the broken links of the chain of time to form with them the mysterious dream foundation of our collective consciousness. Intelligent viewers, it's been a pleasure to have you with us today on Words of Wisdom.